An afternoon at the beach has now turned deadly after several people were struck by lightning in the Bronx.
A cold front brings weekend storms and then finally a break from the heat and humidity.
Want a tasty treat from the Caribbean without grabbing your passport? New York Live takes us to a new hotspot in Brooklyn. This is News 4 Now for August 13th. I'm Adam Cooperstein. A teenager who was one of 6 people struck by lightning at Orchard Beach in the Bronx has now died. It was a frantic scene on Thursday. People suddenly heard loud thunder, they saw lightning, and tried to run to safety. Lifeguards cleared the water. They told everyone to get off the beach, but that group of 6 just wasn't able to move fast enough. And fire officials say 13-year-old Carlos Ramos was rushed to the hospital in cardiac arrest. And then Friday morning, we learned that he just didn't make it. Witnesses at the beach say that storm came fast and furious.
Everybody started running to the bathrooms. And then when we were in the bathroom, we kept hearing these the thunder. Boom, boom, boom. And then we heard screams and yelling, and we were like, oh man, somebody got struck.
The other 5 people who were struck are expected to survive. Well, the highly contagious Delta variant continues to burn through the nation, and new data shows just how prevalent it is now in New York City. Back on July 9th, the Delta variant only accounted for 26% of cases in the city. 4 weeks later, it's 90%. Statewide, hospitalizations are now over 1,400, and deaths are into the double digits for a 5th straight day. Plus, all of New York City is now considered a high transmission area by the CDC, which is also the case for half of New Jersey and a quarter of Connecticut. The New York State Department of Education is now recommending some schools cancel certain sports because of COVID concerns. The new guidelines are aimed at schools in areas with high transmission rates. It recommends those schools cancel any close contact sports and extracurricular activities until everyone is fully vaccinated. Another option would be to hold the sports and activities virtually, if possible, they say. On Long Island, another shark sighting forced swimmers out of the water as the temperatures soared. Officials say that shark was spotted around 11 a.m. Thursday off Lido Beach. Swimmers at Lido Beach, Point Lookout, and Nickerson Beach were temporarily told to stay out of the water as a precaution. This is the 20th shark sighting for Nassau County this year. County officials say that's 3 more than what was recorded at the same time last year. Good news here for all you party animals. Brew at the Zoo is back. The beer and wine tasting festival at the Bronx Zoo takes place Friday, September 17th. Last year's event had to be postponed because of COVID. So Brew at the Zoo is now going to feature more than 100 varieties of ales, lagers, IPAs, and all the good stuff. There's also going to be food trucks, local restaurants serving up some good food. This year, you do have to buy tickets in advance, and you got to be 21 to enter and have to show proof of vaccination.
Still dealing with the high heat and humidity again today. Like we've seen each of the last couple of days, excessive heat warnings for the city and for much of New Jersey as well. Feeling 100 to 110 through the afternoon. These warnings go until 8 o'clock tonight. Actual air temperature is probably going to be a little higher today too, mid and upper 90s, because we started out so hot this morning. The low was in the upper 70s, which reflects a larger trend that we're seeing with the warming climate. Low temperatures in the summer in New York City have risen nearly 2 degrees on average in the last 50 years, which means a lot of these mornings when we're supposed to be waking up in the 60s, we're waking up in the 70s, even 80s like we did this morning. Scattered storms as a cold front goes through on Saturday, but we do get a big break with the relief coming and lower humidity on Sunday.
It's a taste of the Caribbean right in the heart of Brooklyn. New York Live has the Hibiscus Brew that's tasty and good for you too.
Today, we're checking out a cafe not only serving up tasty drinks, but also community culture and Caribbean flair. Allison, let's talk about you opening up during a pandemic.
Yes, I know it was a weird time to start, but we just saw that there was an unmet need in the community, and we really wanted to bring a place where you can have healthy food, a nice place where people can relax eventually when the pandemic is over, and just nourish your body.
Now I want to talk about the name of the shop, Hibiscus Brew. I'm Jamaican, you're Jamaican, so for us, Hibiscus has a significance.
Hibiscus is what we call sorrel in Jamaica, and sorrel is a plant that we normally steep in water, and then we use ginger as well, some spices, and right now in the shop we're sweetening with agave, and we make this tangy drink that we normally enjoy around the holiday time. So here we have our signature sorrel smoothie. It's called the Hibiscus.
You know it's good when you can smack your tongue like that.
Then of course we have the clean skin, which is our green smoothie. It has kale, cold pressed cucumber juice.
Ooh, wow. Okay, this is really good. Is there pineapple in here as well?
There's pineapple, mango, and banana. And then we definitely had to have a tropical island where we have pineapple, mango, banana, and a little bit of agave. And then we have our iced tea, which has passion fruit.
What I love about this is that it's not too sweet, so I don't feel guilty.
Yeah.
It's very refreshing. Taking a look at your menu, what else do you have here?
Or bowls, which is a smoothie bowl. We have lattes, matcha lattes. We are definitely coming out with a soft serve vegan ice cream, sorrel based, this summer.
Yeah, and you're right smack dab in Little Caribbean.
I am in Little Caribbean. We're right here on Flatbush Avenue. If I have the influence to help this community be better, why not?
And we love to keep on tasting all the fresh things that you have. Thank you so much for having us here, Allison.
It was a pleasure.
I'm gonna pack all of these up and go home.
They are some of New York City's oldest residents, puppets, from Lamb Chop and Oscar the Grouch to the larger-than-life Lunar New Year puppets. A new exhibition takes us through the history of one of the oldest art forms, and Gilma Avila shows us it's anything but child's play.
This is the first time you'll see this celebrity New Yorker showcased in a museum. Lamb Chop returns to her hometown, joining other rock stars of TV and film like Oscar the Grouch for a brand new exhibition at the Museum of the City of New York. Characters who were born on these very city streets.
Oscar the Grouch is modeled after a very rude waiter in a tavern in Manhattan.
Moncho Lopez, curator of the Puppets of New York exhibition, knows that for kids of a certain age, nostalgia may be the draw, but he hopes to pull back the curtain, showcasing the history of these characters and an art form that evolved here in New York City.
Demographics have changed. As the immigrant waves have changed, so do the puppetry traditions. Then they come here and they meet each other and they mix. And so that's what makes them really powerful.
These characters tell the stories of hardship and joy. With a seedy beginning, puppeteers were disruptors. Some of the first records of the art form in New York are arrest records.
The cops were arresting puppeteers because they were making fun of powerful people, of wealthy people, using bad words and corrupting the morals of, of the residents of the city.
It's a rich history that encompasses the native people of New York, European immigrant traditions, and the Chinese diaspora.
As immigrants made it to the city, they brought their puppets, sometimes literally in their, with their baggage.
It brings us to today, from Broadway's Lion King to Avenue Q and beyond. New puppets brought to life to help us process the reality of the last 17 months. These puppets are from Manuel Lopez's new show, Los Grises.
It's the gray ones, yes, and it's a homage to the elderly people that we lost.
The exhibit is a multi-stage collaboration with the International Fringe Puppet Festival taking over the Lower East Side.
What we are doing is really transforming lives, not only bringing some joy, but also bringing some inspirations.
Thanks so much for joining us here on News 4 Now. We'll see you right back here next time.